Bit ridiculous, isn't it? If you want to know what this is all about, and this is all about, then you have to jump over to my Instagram page and check out my story highlights. But what this video is all about is how to finally fix the shit brakes on four-wheel drives with what's called a hydraulic brake booster kit. Sam from Built Not Bought. So what I'm going to do is use this bush here as a marker. That's a reference point. Now I'm going to drive up to 60 kilometers an hour, and when I hit that bush, I'm going to hit the brakes and try and stop as quickly as possible. And we'll see how far it goes. Then once we change these brake booster over, we'll do the same test again and see if it actually pulls up a lot quicker. This will be an interesting one. All right, we'll get up to 60, and then it's that plant there. That's it. Woo. Okay, so there we go. That's sort of how far it went when we were looking back over on that marker there. Here's that little bush. That was sort of my trigger point and marker. So we'll roughly have a look. 25. So that was about 25 steps, which is like roughly 25 meters. Believe it or not, there's actually a mark right here, bang on where it ended up. So this blue mark here, we'll remember this for next time. It's W, which I think is, oh yeah, it must be a water pipe there. So W, and then there's this blue line. So that'll be our reference for the next time we do this test. So we'll head back, go and install this brake booster, this hydraulic brake booster, rerun the same test, braking at that mark there, and see if it pulls up sooner or quicker. Okay guys, so first let's have a look what we got in the box. Whole lot of hoses and stuff. Look, of course, you've obviously worked out, you can see by the sign, I got this kit from Mark's 4-Drive Adapters. Now, if you've seen any other of my videos, you'd obviously would have heard of these guys before. They do all the conversion parts, all the adapters and stuff for that for my engine conversion. They do a whole lot of different cars as well, but they also do some cool little things like brake upgrades. So, whole lot of hoses. We've also got some braided line. Look, this is very important. I'll get to that in a sec while we've got them. Then we've got the actual unit itself. Ooh. Comes with a free dunny roll, look at that. Nuts and bolts and bits and pieces and instructions, of course. So this is a hydraulic brake kit. What that means is basically this unit here will replace the vacuum unit on the Patrol. It's on sort of, they do these kits for a lot of different four-wheel drives. It's essentially the same thing, but basically take off that vacuum assisted booster, which uses the vacuum in the engine as it sucks through. So it's sort of in your intake manifold kind of pressure, and it replaces it with a hydraulic boosted pump. Now that taps into your power steering lines and uses that pressure instead of the vacuum pressure to power the brakes. Now that's a lot stronger force, and because of that, you need to, well, it's recommended, I'd say you probably need to upgrade all of your brake lines. Now, I'm not talking the steel lines, they're fine, but in between the hard brake line and the diff pumpkin, and also from the edge of the diff to the caliper, they use rubber lines. Now, I've already got a lift kit put in my Patrol, which means my brakes had to be extended, and I went a braided hose. Now, these 4 ones here are to replace the ones that go to the calipers at the end of the diff, because the standard ones are rubber and they usually get old and brittle over time. So by because the reason the brakes are a lot better is because you're basically boosting the pressure in those lines. So the last thing you want is to upgrade your brakes and then have one of these little hoses burst, cause a leak, and then you actually lose brakes completely. So it's definitely worth upgrading these lines here because they're not going to explode on you. So we'll spin the ute round, pull out the old vacuum. So that's gonna be the first job. We're gonna get underneath there, pull out the old vacuum pump and pull out the actual master cylinder, and then pull out that vacuum booster. Right, so we've got the old booster out now, so you can see there's a load more space in here, which is good, because the other reason that I'm doing this brake upgrade is because I want to run a second snorkel through here. So this is a good spot to put the hose coming through and possibly another air box. So we'll see how big the new unit is and see if we can actually get that hose through there. Next thing to do is pretty much install the new brake booster, so that connects up to the pedal. And once that's in, we can start running the new hoses into power steering. So we're gonna have to disconnect that power steering line soon, run the new hose around, plumb it all up, and then all that's left to do is pretty much changing the brakes where the calipers are, re-bleed all the system, re-bleed the power steering, and go test it out. The other thing I just want to say is doing this brake upgrade kit, It's one of those things that gets overlooked, I think. Like in a full drive, they're so heavy, and once you start loading that with more camping gear and a canopy and stuff like that, it really puts a lot of stress on those braking systems. And another thing people don't think about is the diameter of their tires. If you've got 33s or even 35s, because they've got a larger diameter, it's actually putting more stress on your brake. When you think about the physics behind it, the larger the turning circle, the more torque you're going to get on a central point. So with the brakes being in the middle there, when you have a larger tire, it's actually putting more force on the brakes to slow it down to the standard pace. So I highly recommend doing something like a brake upgrade if you've got a full drive with a lot more weight, and especially one that's got a lot more power. All right, there we have it. Now we've got the unit together. The next thing to do is take this thing over to the car and slide it through that firewall there. It's a good time if you got a mate to help you. It's good to get a hand from someone. Apart from me, got no friends. God damn it, wish I had friends. Anyway, they got to line it up on the other side because this pin here, oh fuck, it's spilling everywhere. So this needs to line up with the brake pedal inside the car and get that slotted in perfectly while the other person guides this onto the firewall. So let's see if I can do this on my own, shall we? Oh my God, holy shit. They did say it was gonna be fiddly and you needed 2 people, and that was correct because it's pretty much hard up against the fuse box here. So I found the hardest bit was actually right here trying to jam that in. We've got a helper now, so I'm gonna get these bolts fed through the back end, and then there's pretty much nuts got to go on the other side. And then once that's all sealed up, it's just connecting up these connectors. So there's 2 pressure lines, and then 1 return line here to go back into the power steering reservoir. And that's it, pretty much bleed everything up. So the last thing to sort out now is the return line. Now that's just a low pressure fitting, and you pretty much just splice anywhere into the return line that goes back into the power steering reservoir. Only thing to do next is all the brake lines. So as we discussed earlier, we've got the front and rears, all those tails, and make sure, I'm not doing it, I've already done it, but make sure that you use a braided hose between the diff, pumpkin and the body as well, so you don't have any issues with hoses splitting. And then we can pump the thing up, bleed it, and take it for a test. Okay, good. Whoa, that's bright as f. Okay, good news. All the brake lines have been replaced. So I've done all the hoses, connecting fittings, and all the brake lines are now being nipped up and completed. So now we're at the stage, guys, to do the brake bleeding. So this is one of the jobs that I hate working on cars because you always need a helper and they got to press the pedal, blah, blah, blah. But I've got a different friend this time. I've shown this before in another video I've done on my brother's Ranger. This is actually a self-bleeder for bleeding your brakes. Now it can either push air through or suck it through. So we're gonna go the sucking option at each caliper and suck the fluid through. Now, the other thing to keep in mind when you're bleeding the brake system is you wanna start from the shortest hose first, which is generally the front driver's side. Then you go to the passenger side, then you go to the rear drivers, and then the rear passenger. That way you're doing it in a staggered format where the air will get bleed out properly. All right guys, so we're back down here on the stretch to check out that braking test. So remember I had that tree marked out back there somewhere, you can see it. That was sort of where I was gonna hit the brakes, and it ended up pulling up about here where this blue mark was. So this blue line here, I think it was about 25 or 30 meters. So we'll run the same test again. So get up to 60 kilometers an hour, then brake when I see that marker and see if it pulls up quicker than this. I don't even know what to predict with this, but just coming here, it felt good, like it feels a lot better. So let's just do it. All right, get up to 60 Ks, then hit the skids. Okay guys, so there we have it. That was a pretty big improvement, I must say. One thing I did notice, so when I hit the brakes, there was a little bit of a delay, so I stomped on it. I'm like, where's the brakes? And then when they came on, they locked up real quick. And I think that's just because obviously power steering and everything's flowing through, that when you actually hit it, there's that small delay. It may improve over time. Like, I'm gonna do another bleed in the system and make sure all the air's out, but after that small delay, so technically I probably would have hit the brakes maybe 5 to 10 meters after that tree, and you can see it's pulled up here, and that other blue mark was all the way down here. So look at that. I'd say that's almost half the distance. So I'll step it out and see what we've got. Look, it did it. It pulled up that quick. It pushed that out. That was in there like that, and it's going. How's that? But there we have it, guys. That is the brake upgrade. It's a hydraulic kit from Mark's 4-wheel drive adapters. Definitely an improvement if we're talking like ability off-road, towing, heavy loads, camping, even just safety on the road. It's such a worthwhile investment. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit subscribe. There will be a link down below to Mark's 4-wheel drive page if you want to check them out. They do them for all sorts of different makes and models, and they include the different types of engine conversions as well, which is really awesome. I'll see you in the next episode. Take it easy. Peace. I've just spent 3 months doing engine upgrades on my motor here, and I've been told I'm not allowed to turn the key until you press subscribe. Please press subscribe.